Hi everybody, it's your favorite policy and research analyst, Hannah Williams with Mississippi Votes, and I'm back for another video. So today's video is going to be about a topic that we have talked about before on this channel. I'm actually going to link a card here to the previous video I made about the 23 disenfranchising crimes or felony voting, and then I'm going to also put a pin here for another video that you guys need to go watch, which is the last video I did, and that video is pretty much about the birth of the whole concept of disenfranchising crimes in the state of Mississippi with the Constitution of 1890. But this video is going to be a little bit different about the disenfranchising crimes. We're going to start going into what are we doing to reform this, what are we doing to change this, what are other states doing. And this particular video, I'm just going to give you guys some information about what's happening here in Mississippi in terms of rights restoration. So as you guys already know, the state of Mississippi does not prohibit all felons from voting. That's right. Depending on what type of felony you have determines whether or not you can vote once your sentence is completed. In the state of Mississippi, we have 23 of those crimes that prohibit you from voting whether you finish your sentence or not, which, you know, we don't really think is fair, because there are other states that have pretty much restored the rights to people who have committed certain crimes or have committed any crime, depending on what state you're in and what is considered a felony or not. And all they have to do is, you know, complete their sentence, finish their probation, do whatever they need to do to be put back on the right path. And upon completion, you're fully restored of all of your rights, including voting. In the state of Mississippi, not so much. In fact, the only way in the state of Mississippi to get your rights completely restored is if your case is like thrown out under some weird circumstance, or if you're granted a full pardon from the governor. And even though on the national level, our national leaders and presidents are, you know, a little more friendly with giving out pardons during their administration, state and local leaders are not so much on the same wave. Like, you know, pardons are very strategically given, if given at all. So again, Mississippi is one of 12 states that actually has this crazy nonsense going on about disenfranchised voting and what that even means. But again, in Mississippi, if you fall into that category, you lose your right to vote permanently here. But Mississippians haven't really been laying down with this law. In fact, we've been raising eyebrows at it since it's been even conceived as a notion for us to even partake in as law here in Mississippi. In fact, Mississippians are doing a lot of things to try to combat this, or at least raise awareness about it, so that other Mississippians know about the injustices that are happening in our criminal law system. Alongside prison reform, rights restoration is something that is at the forefront of Mississippi Votes' minds, and we, along with many other organizations such as the SPLC, the ACLU, NAACP, One Voice, Strong Arms, and a whole slew of other organizations, are investing in what it would take to restore some rights to these people who are still citizens and still deserve to have a voice, especially considering some of the laws that are on the disenfranchising crime list. Whether we're out here hosting webinars or trainings, passing out flyers, having people that have been in these situations share their story to the public, anything we do, we're always at the forefront of the fight. We're always about spreading awareness and education on the matter, because you'll be surprised about how many people don't even know this is a thing here. We're also out here letting people who have not been convicted of those 23 disenfranchising crimes but have been convicted of a felony know that you still have a voice. You can still use your voice, and it would be kind of awesome if you used your voice to, you know, help with the rights restoration thing, so that other people that have been convicted of questionable disenfranchising crimes can also receive their rights back. So don't fret, Mississippi is definitely moving, and you know, we're here to shake the table a little bit. And in fact, if you know what's good for you, you might want to keep your eyes out for some things involving Mississippi and rights restoration coming up in the future. So just in case you were wondering about some of the other crimes on the list that, when stacked up against other crimes that are not on the list, kind of don't make any sense for those crimes to be on the list, I'm gonna give you my top 10 disenfranchising crimes that make you go, wait. Felony shoplifting, receiving stolen property, theft, timber larceny, forgery, felony bad check, carjacking, embezzlement, obtaining money or property under false pretenses, and receiving stolen goods. So I know you're probably wondering what other crimes could possibly be on the list if those crimes are considered some of the worst crimes to have your voting rights taken away. Well, honestly, outside of like armed robbery, murder, rape, statutory rape, and voter fraud, that's what the majority of the crimes look like. Crimes that aren't necessarily violent or have to be violent, but when stacked up against crimes that are not on the list, like child abuse and many other different types of sex crimes, it kind of doesn't make sense for regular old plain old theft to be on the list next to murder, you know. So those are the crimes. So let us know how this makes you feel. In the description down below, there will be a public opinion survey listed about rights restoration. Take the survey, let us know how you feel. Of course, we get the responses in real time, and this will also give us a better, understanding about what you guys not only feel and think, but like how many people are for or against this idea of rights restoration, especially for crimes that are definitely still serious, but compared to other crimes, it's kind of like, why are you here? All right, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we post a video on this channel. Make sure you follow Mississippi Votes at Mississippi Votes on Facebook and MS Votes on Instagram and Twitter. And I will catch you guys in the next one.